What is up, you guys? Welcome back, and apologies in advance because I'm already going a little bit more off topic than I intended to this month with my idea of like an entire romance themed month, which I still really want to do an entire month's worth on that topic because it's so much fun to talk about, and that's actually kind of why I'm struggling, is the fact that I have so many things that I want to say and I just don't even know where to start. And I'm overwhelming myself, so I'm just kind of still staying on topic of the fact that it is in fact the new year. So happy February, everyone, and let's just kind of stay on topic of it. The fact that it is still early in the year as of right now. How does that sound? So the other day, first of all, I need to get off of Facebook, but I keep seeing these posts. Like, one of them said that what girls really want for Valentine's Day is bullets and not flowers. And I'm like, ain't that the truth? I mean, talk about guns and roses, like guns over roses. If you could get guns and roses for Valentine's Day, do not let that man go. Do not let that man go. But yeah, I mean, bullets over flowers any day, easily. But another thing I saw was hit the target, not the bullseye. And this really hit me a lot because I was shooting the other day, can't you tell? And this is something that I don't do like all that often. It's something I really want to do more, but it's expensive, hence why I want bullets for Valentine's Day and not roses. But it was something that I was doing the other day, and it was interesting because it's something that I'm not confident in, like, whatsoever. And that's actually why I was doing it, is because this year I'm really, really trying to work on just like fully rounding, like well-rounding my confidence, because I'm a pretty confident person, but there are areas in my life, like shooting, for an example, of something that I just don't do often, that I am not confident, and I want to just really stretch myself and things like that I'm not confident in. That way I can look back at that as an example of a time or of a thing that I was not confident in that I conquered and mastered. You know what I mean? So this was something I was doing the other day, and my friend told me that I did really, really well. And I honestly thought she was just pulling my leg, but I almost just said pulling the trigger, but I need to stop. This was not supposed to be all gun jokes, this episode. But here we are. It's only getting started. And so at first, though, I was like, no, that's not true. But then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I really did do good. I mean, considering how much, like, I hadn't gone since, honestly, I think it had been like a year since I had been out. Over a year. And I did hit the target. And I almost hit the bullseye, or I think I did, like, in, like, a just, like, wee tiny little, little bit, like, half of the bullet maybe went through the bullseye. But I was thinking about how many times I did hit the target, and I was like, that post is right. I hit the target. Even if I didn't hit the bullseye. Or even if I did. It doesn't matter if I did or not, because let's just say I didn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I hit the target. As long as I'm not hitting a person, as long as I wasn't hitting the tree, or even if I was hitting the tree, that's fine because the target was on the tree. But the point was that I was hitting the target. I was aimed in the right direction. It was going where I wanted it to go, even if I wasn't hitting on the dot on the first try, on the, my first attempt out and going in over a year. Is that not honestly unrealistic of me to expect to hit the bullseye? Especially considering my past of how much I am not like an active shooter. It's unrealistic, in my opinion, to expect to hit the bullseye. And can I just say that how many times, in how many different circumstances, do we look at our life like this? That we get so insecure about something because we're not hitting the bullseye on the first try, on our first attempt of doing something in maybe over a year or ever. Even if it's been 6 months, that's still a really long time. Like, and especially if it's something that we have very little experience in. And especially, or even if it's something that maybe we are experienced in, but maybe we haven't been actively doing, it's okay to need a refresher and to just warm up a little bit. You know, I didn't even go that many rounds. It was actually really cold outside and it was dark and we ended up leaving early. But it just made me think a lot, though, about this dynamic and so many different aspects of our life. And I'm like, why am I so hard on myself? Because this is how I am. And I would imagine in a lot of aspects, you're probably this way too. You're probably this way too. You're probably always wondering, why is everything you do just not good enough? Even if you're hitting the target, it's not the bullseye. Whether you're telling yourself this, whether people in your life are telling you this, your boyfriend, your parents, your boss, your sister, your best friend, your enemies, for goodness sake. Is this not how we live our life, trying to hit the bullseye? And there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with hitting the bullseye. There is nothing wrong with wanting to hit the bullseye and trying to hit the bullseye. The problem lies within the fact that we think that it's hit the bullseye or bust. That putting in the time and the experience and the aim, we think that it doesn't count, and it totally counts. It totally counts. Because again, you're aiming in the right direction and you're getting closer every time and you're getting better each time. You're getting better. And this is actually what I told my friend when I went out, as I was like, I'm not good and I don't expect, to be good like very quickly. I'm like, and I would really like to get better at this and, go with people who could teach me more. But I'm like, but I also know that I need to go out with somebody who doesn't intimidate me. And just like kind of go out on my own. Because I feel like I learn better when I do things on my own and just like learn from my own personal experience. And I'm like, and I want to just get really comfortable with this myself. So that when I go into a situation with somebody else who I'm also maybe not comfortable with, but I will at least have had my own personal confidence built up, that I won't just be crushed immediately. As I'm saying this out loud, I'm expecting to hit the bullseye on the first try, aren't I? Yet again. In so many different ways, yet again. Because I can't just hit the target. I can't just be like, not good enough. I need to hit the bullseye immediately. What if I could just tell you that the target is good enough? You don't have to hit the bullseye. You don't have to. Because you're aiming in the right direction. And that's what counts. What is it in your life that you feel like you're hitting the target, but not the bullseye? And to you, it just doesn't feel good enough. It doesn't feel close enough. It just doesn't feel right. What if I told you the bullseye doesn't need to be hit? It's perfectly perfect without hitting it. Because it's true. You don't have to hit the bullseye. You can hit the target and be good enough. It's that 80%. 80%. You can give a consistent 80% and be perfectly perfect. You don't have to give 100, because if you're giving 100% constantly, you don't have 100% to give. You know, it's like if you only have 40% of your energy and you give all 40%, you're giving 100%. But it's only 40%. It's 100% of you, but it's only 40%. If you can give 80%, don't put your complete all into everything. But if you can give 80% into the things that matter to you and still have 20% to spare, but you keep that 80% a consistent 80%, you're going to end up getting 100% in the long run by keeping a consistent 80%. Because 80% is more than 40%. And this channel is for overachievers. It is people who want to be better versions of themselves because we're capable of it. And if there is a possibility for us to be a better version of ourselves, for us to hit that bullseye, why would we hold ourselves back? The calculations, though, come into giving that bullseye 80% and not 100%. 80%. That day that I went out, I gave that bullseye 80%. It was the best I could do that day. It wasn't 100%. I didn't hit that bullseye, but it was 80%, and that was the best I could do that day. If I gave 100% I could give that day, which was my 40% because it was all I was capable of, it's only 40%. I did the best that I could do without absolutely destroying myself that day, which was my 80%. And if I can continue to keep giving that 80% each time I go out, one day I'm going to 100% hit that bullseye. Is there a dream in your life that you want so badly to hit that bullseye of that dream, but you're just not getting it? Whether you're giving 40% or 80% or 100%, you're just not getting it. Or maybe you want to, but you're too intimidated, because it's intimidating. It is. Believe me, I get it. If you are interested in booking a free discovery call with me, you can do so in the link in the description below. I would love to hear about your dream, talk to you one-on-one, see how I might be able to help. And you can also find me on almost any social media platform at Make Waves Coach for lots more free content. You can also find my podcast, Make Waves Mermaid Cassandra, every place podcasts are found. You can also check out my journey of following my dream at Mermaid Cassandra on almost any social media platform. I will talk to all of y'all very soon. Go out there and make waves.